For years, we've all kind of treated AI safety like a checkbox, just another compliance task to get through. But that way of thinking, it's not just outdated, it's become downright dangerous. We're way past talking about PR headaches here. We are talking about a fundamental shift that makes AI safety a genuine survival issue for any company in this space.
So let's just start with the one question that now matters more than anything else. When your AI makes a mistake, and let's be real, it will, can you stand up in a courtroom in front of your board or in front of your customers and prove exactly why it made that specific decision? For most companies out there, the answer is a terrifying no.
And this is not some far-off theoretical problem. Imagine this. Your AI denies a loan to a perfectly qualified applicant.
Or how about this one? A medical AI misinterprets a scan, which leads to a life-altering delayed diagnosis.
And it doesn't stop there. A legal AI, one used by a major law firm, completely makes up a case precedent, basically torpedoing their own client's case. These aren't hypotheticals. These are the kinds of high-stakes decisions being handed over to AI today.
So this brings us to the new reality, the AI liability crisis. We are blasting past a world where just having good intentions is enough. The standard is no longer, did you try your best? The standard is now, can you prove it? Effort is out. Evidence is in.
And what's so powerful about this quote is how it just crystallizes the entire legal threat. See, the burden of proof is shifting right under our feet. Trying to be safe? That's a subjective effort. You can't really prove it. But proving why a decision was made, that requires a cold, hard, factual audit trail. And if you don't have it, you are completely defenseless.
Okay, so why is this so difficult? Well, the root cause is a concept you've probably heard of, but maybe you haven't considered it a direct threat to your bottom line. It's the black box problem. And for any executive listening, you need to see this for what it is, a ticking time bomb.
A black box AI is, well, pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's an AI system so complex, with its logic spread across billions of tiny parameters, that even the brilliant engineers who built the thing can look at a single output and tell you precisely how it got there. And if they can't explain it, how on earth are you supposed to?
This one problem creates three absolutely massive risks for your business. First up, the litigation wave. Lawyers are getting smart, and they're targeting this exact weakness, arguing that if you can't explain your AI's decision, you were negligent, period. Second, the regulatory hammer is coming down. New laws, like the big one in the EU, are making transparency a non-negotiable requirement. And third, the trust deficit. All it takes is one viral story about a biased or just plain weird AI decision to completely destroy years of brand building.
Now, most companies aren't just sitting around doing nothing. They have defenses in place. The problem is, these defenses are totally insufficient for this new reality. In fact, they lead you straight into what the source material calls the negligence trap.
Let's look at the two most common methods. First, you've got red teaming, which is basically hiring smart people to try and break your AI. It's useful, sure, but it's anecdotal. Finding 1,000 bugs doesn't prove that the 1,001st bug, the one that will actually sink you, isn't still lurking in there. Then there's RLHF, which trains an AI using human feedback. The issue here is that it's all based on these vague, fuzzy preferences like be more helpful. It's not based on explicit, provable rules.
And that right there is the critical failure. It's so simple but so important. Neither of these popular methods creates the one thing you actually need when you get that letter from a lawyer, a verifiable audit trail. There's no receipt, there's no logbook showing the logical steps the AI took to get from A to B.
And this brings us right to the trap itself. It's a brutal scenario. You've spent millions on AI safety. You have entire teams dedicated to it. But when that incident finally happens and the subpoena arrives, you suddenly realize you have zero, absolutely zero evidentiary proof to show for all that work, all that efforts, and you're still left standing there defenseless.
This slide just lays out the difference so clearly. On the left, you've got the negligence trap. It's vague, it's opaque, it's totally defenseless. On the right, you have the constitutional shield, a system that's built on explicit principles, that's auditable, and it's actually defensible. It's a fortress. The question is, how do we get there?
Well, the solution proposed in the source material is a real paradigm shift. It's called constitutional AI. And I want you to think of it not as just another model, but as a whole new operating system for AI governance, a shield built on provable principles.
The core idea is simple, but it is incredibly powerful.
Instead of telling an AI to be fair and just hoping for the best, you give it a written constitution, a set of explicit encoded rules that define what fairness actually means in a way the machine can understand and, most importantly, cite in its reasoning.
And what makes this all possible is the central innovation here, the auditable reasoning trace. This is the AI's version of a flight data recorder. For every single decision it makes, it is literally built to produce a step-by-step log of its own thinking process.
So here's what that actually looks like in practice. The AI doesn't just spit out loan denied. It says, Step 1, my decision is denied. Step 2, the reason is because I am citing Clause 4 of my Constitution, which covers non-discrimination. Step 3, the specific evidence I'm using is that the applicant's debt-to-income ratio was over the limit defined in that clause. And the outcome? You now have a defensible, logic-driven piece of evidence you can take to court.
Now, this system is backed up by two other key components. First, there's a safety protocol that lets you update the rules on the fly without having to do a costly, full retraining of the model. And second, immutable governance logs. Think of these as cryptographically sealed records that prove the rules haven't been messed with after an incident occurs.
And this right here brings us to the most important takeaway. We have to stop thinking about this as a cost center, as a burden. In this new world we're entering, auditability is not a liability, it's a superpower.
I mean, take the NIST AI risk management framework. It's quickly becoming the industry gold standard. Its core ideas are to govern, measure, and manage risk. Well, constitutional AI gives you a direct, concrete solution for each one. To govern, you use the AI constitution. To measure performance, you use the auditable reasoning traces. And to manage the system, you build in clear human veto points. This literally turns a regulatory headache into a clear competitive advantage.
Because in a market that is just flooded with unpredictable black boxes, being the one company that can offer verifiable proof, the one company that can offer real auditability, well, that's a premium feature. You're not just selling an AI anymore. You're selling the one thing that hospitals, banks, and governments crave more than anything else: certainty.
Ultimately, the analysis here presents a choice, and it's a binary one for every single leader out there. You can either continue operating these black boxes and basically just wait for the subpoena to show up, or you can start building a fortress of provable, auditable trust.
And so that's the question I'll leave you with. As AI gets deeper and deeper into the fabric of our world, you have to ask yourself, is the AI you're building or buying or deploying, is it a ticking time bomb, or is it an impenetrable fortress? Because the answer to that question is going to define the next decade of your business.